Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio, this is SGTV News 4.
What's up, Carolina? I'm Kendall Smith.
And I'm Nathaniel Lemons. Welcome to this episode of Carolina Calendar. We're here keeping you up to date on what's happening around campus, in Columbia, and throughout the state.
This week on the show, we will talk about the USC Chorus Concert, the Columbia Arts and Crafts Festival, the Give Me Shelter Color Run, and later bring on Student Body President and Vice President-elect Izzy, Rushton, and Hannah White to discuss their plans for next year. There are some great events happening around campus to kick off the show this week. What do we have first, Nathaniel?
Well, welcome back, Kendall, on another rainy Thursday. Coming up tonight, we've got Thursday After Dark. This week, it's Canvas and Cranberries from 8 to 10 p.m. in the Russell House Ballroom. You can paint away while drinking sparkling beverages. This sounds like a really nice, very chill thing to do after those midterms. Just relax, get some creative juices flowing.
It does. It sounds very
Absolutely.
relaxing, especially before spring break hits. Tomorrow, of course, the last day of classes before spring break. You can hang out with your friends, chat, drink beverages, of course, that are non-alcoholic, sparkling, and then create some beautiful paintings.
Maybe
it sounds like a great time.
Make something to bring home to the family for spring break.
Absolutely. I am not a good artist, but I'm sure many of our Gamecocks are and will enjoy that event. Thursday After Dark, always giving us a good time, never disappointing.
Absolutely. Well, what have we got next, Kendall?
To continue with what's going on, we have the USC Chorus Concert tonight from 7:30 to 8:30 at Shandon Presbyterian Church on Woodrow Street. Admission is absolutely free. You should come out to see a great performance from USC's largest choir.
I've actually been to a couple of these concerts, and they're very, very good at what they do.
I am so jealous of everyone in chorus because I am unable to sing.
I actually had a phone interview earlier today where I had to sing a song, and it was terrible. Everyone around me just stopped and looked like I was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? No one is going to be judging what's happening at the concert tonight.
Absolutely not, and I'm sure they will be fantastic as always. Now, to continue with what's going on in Columbia, the Craftsman Spring Arts and Crafts Festival will be held at the State Fairgrounds March 6th through March 8th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Again, it is located at the South Carolina State Fairgrounds. Admission cost is $8 for adults, $1 for children, and it is $5 for parking. You can enjoy all 3 days with a free return pass.
That is so cheap for the amount of stuff you're getting in that price.
I know. $1 for kids. Like, if I was babysitting, I would be taking my kids there in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Give them a fun time. Or hanging out with friends. I mean, there's always something going on at the state fairgrounds, right?
And I think one thing that people don't realize about Columbia is that we have such a rich arts and crafts presence here. So really, it's a good idea to go check that out, maybe get involved, see what you can do, or pick up a new hobby.
We're really bringing up the arts this week in Columbia.
Absolutely.
The chorus concert, canvas painting, arts and crafts festival, a lot of fun. So what do we have next?
Well, if you don't plan on leaving Columbia for spring break, Pixar Trivia is coming to Main Street. That'll be next Tuesday, March 10th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. at 1626 Main Street. It's free admission, and it's going to be a great time.
So how do you think you would do in the Pixar Trivia Contest?
I know I would do well. I have a little brother and 2 younger cousins that I basically lived with, and so I think I could quote 90% of the Pixar movies, top to bottom.
Oh my gosh, impressive.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I could do that well, but whenever I think of Pixar, I always think of the little lamp jumping on the eye.
Oh, yes.
So cute. It's like iconic in Disney history. But yeah, that would be a really fun event to go to.
Well, when we come back, we'll have the biggest things happening around the state, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. We're joined now by reporter Caden Dinkins, who has the latest with what's going on in the state right now. What have you got for us this week, Caden?
Thanks, Nathaniel. So this week is coming up on spring break, and there are lots of things to do around the state, starting with the Give Me Shelter 5K Color Run. It is Saturday, March 7th at 9 a.m. and is located at Monk's Corner, the recreation complex there. And it is a 5K run for all ages where they will be throwing colored powder throughout the race. Tickets start at $25 for military, $35 for general, and $30 for each group of 6 or more. You can register at cydc.org, and all proceeds go to the Carolina Youth Development Center to benefit kids around the state.
Color runs are interesting to me. I've done one, and while it's fun to get all painted up and everything, you're running and you can't breathe because it's
I
just all
agree.
over the
It's like
place.
it's a starch, but it is awesome after the fact, and you wear all white clothes and you come out looking like a color bomb.
I love that. I love that. I've always wanted to do a bubble run. This sounds kind of similar, like bubble runs where they like have bubbles going
Interesting.
everywhere.
I've never heard of that.
Oh my goodness.
That's
it sounds
awesome,
like
though.
so much fun. So a color run, it sounds very similar, and again, going to a wonderful cause.
Yes.
So I mean, you really can't beat
The state
that.
of South Carolina is just getting it going for helping those people in South Carolina.
We always have some
Absolutely.
sort of run
Yes.
that's benefiting an amazing cause, so that would be a wonderful thing to go to.
Agreed.
Well, what have you got next?
So with St. Patrick's Day coming up, there's a lot of excitement with 2 big statewide festivals, one in Myrtle Beach and then one in Charleston. First up is the festival in Myrtle Beach. It is Saturday, March 14th from 11 a.m. to 4, located on Main Street in Myrtle Beach. Admissions and parking are free, and the event features a parade that starts at 9 a.m., which is awesome. And then the second event is in Charleston from Saturday, March 14th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., located at Park Circle in Charleston. Admissions and parking are free and also features a parade with live music and multiple food vendors.
Wow.
I don't know which city I'd rather have fun in. I don't know. Both have their unique qualities.
Yes,
Both present so many different opportunities.
I'm a Charleston kind of girl.
I am too.
I would have to go with Charleston, but Myrtle Beach is fantastic as well. And actually, a little fun fact, I recently got back my Ancestry.com DNA and found out I'm Irish, which I didn't know. I'm
I
19
am
years
too.
old.
I'm Irish too.
So this is my first St. Patrick's Day knowing that I have Irish in my blood. So I'm
makes
really
it fun.
excited about
10
it.
times better, doesn't
I know.
it?
I'm ready to go to all of those parades, wear green so you don't get
Yes.
pinched, because that would not be fun. It's happened to me before. It's not a good time. It isn't at all. But thank you so much, Kaden. When we come back, we will have our student body president and vice president-elect Izzy, Rushton, and Hannah White on the show with us, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Gamecocks. We are thrilled to be joined now by our special guests, Izzy Rushton and Hannah White, to talk with us about their recent student government election victory and their future plans for South Carolina. Izzy and Hannah, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
We are thrilled to have you. How are you guys doing coming off of a big win?
I mean, we've kind of caught up on sleep, and I think we've had some food, some coffee, and we're ready to get right into student government.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting, and it definitely was a long and I'm sure strenuous process going through that campaign. Can you tell us how you dealt with that? How were you able to manage with the pressure that came with running for student body president and vice president, Izzy?
Right, so one thing I will say is that Hannah and I started prepping for this back in, September now, and I have been a part of 2 campaigns in the past, so I kind of knew coming into it what it would take. One thing that we've always said is that we weren't in it for the campaign, we were in it for making sure that we could make change at the university afterwards, and so getting through that campaign was definitely hard, I'm not gonna lie, but by having Hannah by my side and an incredible team behind us, it truly took a village, but we got there in the end, and it was all so worth it.
That is so exciting. And the Envision movement, the name of your campaign, definitely swept across campus. I mean, you guys had so many people all over the place supporting you. How did that feel, Hannah, knowing that you had such a strong group of supporters?
It was unreal. Like Izzy said, it takes a village. We were intentional about making this bigger than a campaign, the emphasis on the movement, so reaching out to different students all over campus that might not even know what student government is, but just knowing that in their field, wherever they're doing on campus, they are leaders on campus, and because of their leadership on campus, we want them to be a part of the movement so we can spark change and make student government the entity that it's supposed to be in order to bridge the gap between the student body and the student government.
That is so, so wonderful. So take me a little bit into your plans for next year, Izzy. You have such an incredible year ahead of you. You've already talked about it a little bit during your campaign, but can you give us a little bit more insight onto what you're planning to do?
Of course. So one of the things that Hannah and I talked about right from the start is that everything that was on our platform, that we talked about at org visits, that we talked about on SGTV, that we even talked about at the debate, we wanted to make sure that when we finish our time here at Carolina in these positions, that we could achieve those and leave the university better than when we came. And so some of our plans are right now we've been working really heavily on internally in student government. So that's creating a new mission statement and a vision statement for the organization. We believe, along with Kaden and JD, who are on the executive team with us, that when the internal structure of the organization is strong, it'll help to serve the entire university. So I know we've been in 5 meetings now, or 6 since last Wednesday, just talking about the mission statement and the vision, how we want to create a culture in student government that'll hopefully exude over the entire campus and kind of continue that movement. We've also been in talk with administration about mental health and really getting down to business with our platform so that on March 26th, we can hit the ground running even further and make all those platform points happen.
Now, how excited are you for that March 26th date? That's a big day. You were telling me you're from Australia and your parents are coming in from Australia to support you for your inauguration.
Right, I am so excited. My parents only get to come for about once or twice a year. I only go home about once or twice as well. So to have them over here for that special moment, to be sworn into a dream that has definitely been hard to get there, but is going to be so worth it to serve this university, and to have Hannah alongside me, as well as Kaden and JD. I'm so excited.
It seems as if you two have such a strong relationship, friendship that is definitely going to come into play when you are South Carolina's student body president and vice president. Now, we were talking about the Envision movement a little bit earlier. It's a movement. You had people who were supporting you, but then we have people on campus who don't believe in voting. They don't think that student government is necessarily going to impact them in any way. Hannah, what is your message to those students? What do you have to say about how you are going to follow through on your plans?
Yes, so Izzy and I have been very intentional about reaching those aspects of campus. Like some people that are actually applying now to be on our staffs, we've been holding open forums in order to enlighten the student body on what student government is, what our plans are, and because of that, we are willing and we are open to bringing in people who might not know what student government is, but know that they can make a difference here. And so bringing those people along on our team, we actually are currently not even inaugurated yet, but checking off boxes on our platform, meeting with different organizations on campus, accomplishing those goals to where we are very confident that we can implement the plans that we have.
Wonderful. We love the confidence coming from both of you. It is very clear whenever you enter a room. Now, a little bit about yourselves, not about the campaign. Who is Izzy Rushton, and then who is Hannah White? We want to know personally about our student body president and vice president-elect.
One thing I will say, and I can start, is that Hannah and I mean, I'll speak on behalf of both of us, that we have such a love for this university. Right from the get-go, we just wanted to serve and make sure that, as I said earlier, we left the university better than when we came in. If you had told me 5 years ago that I would be sitting here talking to you in this interview, I would have told you were absolutely crazy. I was a girl who had a dream to go to college in the United States, and I achieved that. Moved myself in the very first day into East Quad. Shout out to East Quad. And I was just excited for the future, and to be sitting here and have a platform to make change with a university that I'm so passionate about. It's definitely very exciting and something that I never could have dreamed of in my wildest intentions. But now, I guess who I am is I get up every morning, I drink coffee, I go to the LSC in Russell House now, and I'm really passionate about connections and making sure that I have strong relationships all over campus.
That's awesome. What's your go-to coffee drink? I have to ask.
Okay. So it depends, because if I go to Dunkin', it's different to if I go to Starbucks.
Right, obviously.
But usually I get a venti cold brew with light half and half from Starbucks.
Okay, for sure.
Hannah, on the other hand, I'm gonna expose you.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Okay.
I knew it.
I have to tell you this because when I first met Hannah, I was being really nice, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Starbucks. Like, actually, this was a couple times later, and I was like, do you want anything? Thinking that she would say, oh, I'll just get a black coffee. No, she goes, can you get me a venti iced chocolate from Starbucks? And I was like, okay, do you want ice in that? And she was like, yes. And so every time I go to Starbucks, I have to order her this venti iced chocolate. And the baristas, chocolate milk, sorry. And the barista always looks at me like, are you sure? And I'm like, it's not for me.
Oh my goodness.
But it's good, guys.
No,
Try it.
it's so good. I'm a huge chocolate milk fan, so I totally understand what you're saying.
I think this attests to who I am. I really am a kid at heart. Yes, overall, I have the goal of implementing change, but I talked about it on the platform a lot as I was running alongside Izzy, to where I came into the university undecided, didn't know what my path was going to take me, but all that I knew is that whatever mark I make is going to implement change. So whether it's university ambassadors, where that's actually how we met, or even student government, or even through group life, I didn't know what path I was going to take. I just knew that I wanted to implement change. So thank you, Izzy. I tell you this all the time, but Izzy gave me that opportunity to highlight, yes, this is the path I want to go, and go all in. I'm always the type of person to challenge myself, so each semester I give myself a goal of, okay, I'm gonna go after this, I'm gonna try this out, or meet this many people, or things of that nature. And so through this process, through this experience, I've kind of gotten to check off a bunch of boxes to where I've created a family through this movement, met so many people, had to implement change just by running this movement. We emphasized that it wasn't just about Izzy and I on that ticket. It's every single student's voice, every single student who is represented. This is the Envision movement. And so to now see it coming to fruition, it's not over yet. I'm wearing my wristband. It's so cool to see, like, I will just walk by to class still, like, the campaign's over, campaign season is over, and still see Envision t-shirts. I would be in class, someone raised their hand, it was a lecture hall, but I was like 3 rows behind, and someone raised their hand, and the Envision like wristband was on. Didn't even know that person. So it's just cool to show that it's bigger than us, and so we're so excited.
Well, that is wonderful. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been fantastic talking with you, and congratulations on winning the election. We look forward to see what you have in store for South Carolina next year. We will be right back with more Gamecocks, so stay with us. That's all we have for this week's show. Make sure to stay tuned every week to find out more on what's going on in Columbia and around the state.
Make sure to also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SGTV at USC. Reporting for Carolina Calendar, I'm Kaden Dinkins.
I'm Nathaniel Lemon.
And I'm Kendall Smith. Have a great week, Carolina. Forever to thee.